And in today's video, we're going to talk about, is there a conspiracy theory on a Great Depression on the horizon, or is everything fine and dandy, guys? Look, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. I have a Patreon as well. If you can support me there, I greatly appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. Let's get into it.
We have a financial system that is a volcano waiting to erupt, and it is inevitable that it will erupt and will obliterate life as we know it, and it is only a question of when.
The war between Israel and Hamas is having an impact on Wall Street.
Mind-boggling report on layout prices soaring to the highest average ever reported.
Well, first of all, the reason I wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad was because I knew this time was coming. And we have, as a world, have never been here before. And so is it a spooky time? Damn yeah. It is probably the most dangerous time ever. There's nothing to compare it to because there's never been a world economy before. For example, 100 years ago, if there was a stock market crash in England, it didn't affect anybody. But now the U.S. market goes down, the world goes down.
Recession means I might lose my job.
Yeah, guys, what he's saying is essentially is that if there was a recession that happened in, like, say, England or in, like, Japan or one of these other countries, then it would affect that country and that country alone. But now, like, for example, if the U.S. goes into a recession or a depression, it's going to affect the entire global market. That's why I think a lot of people, when they talk about a Great Depression or a Great Recession 2.0, they don't realize that the world is way more connected than it was back in the 1920s and 30s, guys, when the Great Depression was. So it's really scary to think about now because everything is so interconnected. So I'm going to stop there, guys. I have a clip here. Look. So this is by CNBC.com, guys. Look, 61% of Americans will run out of emergency savings by the end of the year. Here's how to reduce expenses. Like, look, guys, this is insane. This is by CNBC. Emergency savings are a great way to pretty much handle unexpected expenses, guys. And it's wild to think about. Emergency savings can help cover unexpected expenses that arise. Oh, right here. It says roughly 3 in 5 Americans, 61% say their emergency savings won't last through the end of the year, or that they have already run out of savings, according to a September installment of Cleaver's. Well, you know that word. That's an alarming number, especially since only 18.1% of Americans say that they won't run out of savings. Guys, 61% of Americans are not going to have a savings by the end of the year. We're like literally 2 months away from the end of the year. This is insane. This should be like headline news across all platforms, not just one article, but you're not really seeing that anywhere, guys. So it just goes to show you the economy and where we are in the economy, right? So let's go ahead and pan over to another video I have here. Let's watch this. It's titled The Great Depression 2.0.
We are not in a recession, that we are actually in a depression right now, and Americans don't realize it because they're just living their life the way that they were, and it's starting to catch up because credit card debt is at an all-time record high.
So I've done math on this. The depression that we are in now is worse than it was in the 30s.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, I've done the math on it. This is the Great Depression
2.0.
2.0. It really is. Things are so much worse. The inflation is so much worse. People are working 3-4 jobs now, are barely paying their rent. I mean, cities are falling apart. Have you seen Portland? Just
The entire West Coast is starting to fall apart. Because
oh my God.
Yep.
So it's happening before our eyes, but people are looking at AI lives on TikTok. Or they're keeping up with the next submarine that's going missing. There's no attention on the things that are really going to start affecting our lives because we're distracted.
Yeah, people are being distracted by everything that's happening over there in, like, in Eastern Europe right now. People are being distracted by, finance news, and you have certain things with, like, politics happening, and then you have events occurring, whether Elon Musk is launching rockets and stuff. That's a distraction. Pretty much if the news is covering it, guys, it's a distraction. Remember that. If the news is covering it, it's probably a distraction to get you to not look at something else, right? So with all these celebrity scandals and everything in between, guys, people are really missing the point here. The point is that inflation's through the roof. People are barely hanging on. People aren't even going to have a savings by the end of the year. That is coming from a headline mainstream news article. 61% of Americans will not have a savings by the end of the year. That's mind-blowing in itself. So let's pan over to another article that I have for you guys today. This is markets.businessinsider.com and titled, "There is a stock market crash coming in 2025 as the bubble of all bubbles bursts, economists say." Headline articles are: the U.S. is poised to see an epic stock market crash next year, according to Harry Dent, 2025. The ultra-bearish economists pointed to signs that the bubble in asset prices is reaching the top. The tipping point, guys. People just can't handle things anymore. The bubble's getting ready to pop. This goes for companies as well. You're starting to see a lot of bankruptcies happen across the country. As you saw, I don't know if you guys saw, but a few days ago, Wendy's is now closing 120 stores. 120 or 140 stores nationwide. That's Wendy's, guys, a major food chain. The bust could send the U.S. into a depression, he warned. Yeah, obviously, guys, the economy's not good at all. And people continue to lie to you and say that the economy is good. We all know it's not good. I mean, you can just talk to your neighbor, talk to your friends. People know it's not good. So, and I'm pen over here. Look, you guys know who Warren Buffett is. This is by Fool.com. The Motley Fool. Headline is Warren Buffett is selling stocks at a record pace and avoiding his favorite stocks for the first time since 2018. Key points: Berkshire Hathaway has sold more than 600 million shares of Apple through the third quarter, reducing its position by 67% year to date. Why is he doing that, guys? Who knows? It's kind of weird that he's doing that. Warren Buffett did not repurchase Berkshire Hathaway stock during the third quarter marking the first quarter without buybacks in 6 years. Berkshire has been selling stocks at a record pace this year, and the company finished the third quarter with a record amount of cash on its balance sheets, meaning they're piling cash. They're not buying anything right now because they're probably doing some type of insider trading, or he knows something that's coming, right? They know something that's coming. Of course they probably do. And then I want to finish the video up, guys. Look, as you see, home prices have far outpaced paychecks. See what it looks like where you live. Look, guys, United States as a whole, price to income ratio 1990 to 2023. There's been a 57% increase on average in the United States since 1990. The gap between incomes and home prices has changed 57% since the 90s. So in a span of a little over 30 years, guys, people are not getting 57% increases in their salary in their day-to-day jobs. So obviously there's a crisis at hand. There's an affordability crisis at hand. So that's just pricing between homes and between salaries. Let's go and look at the new vehicle average transaction price. So from 2012, if you guys can see that, it was about $30,000. Going all the way to 2020, it was about $36,000, $35,000. Now it's at $48,000, guys, in 2024. the average new vehicle cost. Everything keeps going up. So coupling that, right, with what I opened the video with up today, you have cost of living through the roof over the last 20, 30 years. You've got dwindling savings accounts occurring rapidly in 2024. And now you've got many predictions of a stock market crash going to happen. Look, guys, I don't know what else to say at this point, except everyone needs to essentially get prepared. Because look, if 61% of Americans are going to run out of emergency savings fund by the end of the year, we have bigger problems at hand, guys. This is going to get scary. Got to start preparing yourself, guys. Start cutting back expenses. Start doing what you have to do because things are not bueno. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a good day. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already.